My envious sister-in-law and her family accused me of taking her diamond ring. But when the truth was revealed, she was not prepared for the surprise. It was supposed to be a simple family dinner, but it turned into an interrogation. My sister-in-law, Lisa, stood in the middle of the living room, her face twisted in anger. "Where is my ring?" she demanded, her voice shaking with fury. The entire family turned to look at me. Accusations flew before I could even defend myself. My husband, Mark, tried to reason with them, but Lisa's parents were already convinced I was the thief. I had no idea how to prove my innocence, but as tension filled the air, something unexpected happened. Someone else knew the truth. And when that truth came out, Lisa was left speechless, completely unprepared for the consequences. She had played a dangerous game, and it was about to backfire in the worst way. My name is Emily, and I have been married to my husband, Mark, for 3 years. Our marriage was happy, except for one major issue, his sister, Lisa. From the moment I entered the family, she made it clear that she did not like me. Whether it was passive-aggressive comments, outright rude behavior, or backhanded compliments, Lisa never missed an opportunity to make me feel unwelcome. Her parents, unfortunately, enabled her behavior, always dismissing it as just her personality. At first, I tried to brush it off, hoping that with time, Lisa would warm up to me. I went out of my way to be kind, offering to help her with errands, inviting her out for coffee, and even buying her thoughtful gifts on special occasions. But no matter what I did, Lisa remained cold. She would often roll her eyes at me, make snide remarks about my background, and constantly compare me to Mark's ex-girlfriends, implying that they were somehow better suited for him. It was exhausting, but for Mark's sake, I endured it. Lisa and I had never been close, but I never expected her to go so far as to falsely accuse me of stealing. It all started during a family gathering at my in-laws' house. The evening was going well until Lisa suddenly gasped dramatically. "My ring! My diamond ring is missing!" she cried out, making sure everyone in the room heard her. Panic spread through the room as Lisa frantically searched her purse, pockets, and even the floor. Her mother, Mrs. Thompson, immediately jumped to conclusions. "Who was near Lisa's bag?" she asked, her sharp eyes scanning the room. That was when Lisa turned to me. "Emily was sitting close by," she said, her voice laced with suspicion. "Maybe she saw something." Everyone's eyes were on me. I felt my stomach drop. "Are you accusing me?" I asked, stunned. "I would never take your ring." But Lisa did not back down. "It is funny how you are the only one who has been near my bag all night," she sneered. "Just admit it." Mark immediately stepped in. "Lisa, that is ridiculous. Emily would never steal from you." But Lisa's parents were already whispering among themselves. "Maybe we should check her purse?" Lisa's father suggested, his tone grave. I could not believe what I was hearing. My own in-laws were treating me like a criminal. Lisa crossed her arms and smirked. "If you have nothing to hide, you should not have a problem with it." My hands trembled with anger. I had spent years being polite, trying to be the bigger person, but this was too much. I was not just being insulted, I was being treated like a thief in front of the entire family. I was livid, but I knew that fighting back angrily would only make me look guilty. So, I took a deep breath and did something they did not expect. "Go ahead," I said, handing my purse to Lisa's mother. "Check it. I have nothing to hide." Lisa's mother eagerly searched through my belongings, turning out my wallet, my makeup pouch, and even my keys. But of course, the ring was not there. I crossed my arms and looked directly at Lisa. "Satisfied?" I asked. But instead of apologizing, she doubled down. "Maybe you hid it somewhere else," she said, narrowing her eyes. "People like you know how to cover their tracks." I could feel the humiliation creeping up my spine. People like me? What did that even mean? Mark had had enough. "Lisa, stop this nonsense," he said sharply. "Emily has done nothing wrong." But Lisa was determined. "Then where is my ring?" she shrieked. It did not just vanish into thin air. That was when my mother-in-law gasped. "Lisa, is this it?" she asked, pointing at the floor near the dining table. There, lying innocently on the carpet, was Lisa's diamond ring. Everyone turned to Lisa, waiting for an explanation. But before she could speak, Mark bent down, picked up the ring, and examined it. His face darkened. "Lisa," he said slowly, "why is there makeup on the band?" Lisa paled. What?" she stammered. Mark wiped his thumb over the ring, revealing a faint smudge of foundation. I knew instantly what had happened. Lisa had hidden the ring herself and planned to blame me for it. She probably meant to find it later, but someone must have knocked it over by accident. The room fell into absolute silence. Lisa's parents looked at her, confused and expecting an explanation. Her mother's face had turned pale, and her father's jaw was clenched. "Lisa," her father asked in a low, serious voice, "what is Mark talking about?" Lisa opened her mouth, but no words came out. She was caught, and she knew it. She glanced around the room, searching for support, but no one came to her defense. Even her mother, who usually coddled her, had an expression of pure disappointment. I do not know. Lisa finally stammered. Maybe Emily touched it, and that is how the makeup got there. Mark narrowed his eyes. You are lying, he said, his voice cold and steady. The only way makeup could have gotten on the band is if someone with makeup on their hands touched it before dropping it. Lisa's mother gasped, covering her mouth with her hands. Lisa, is this true? Did you do this? Lisa let out a frustrated breath. Fine, she snapped. I wanted to humiliate Emily, okay? She is always acting so perfect, and I just wanted her to feel what it is like to be embarrassed. Gasps filled the room. The weight of her confession settled over the family like a dark cloud. My hands trembled, not with fear, but with relief. I had spent so long trying to prove my worth to this family, and now, finally, the truth was out. Lisa, do you even realize what you have done? Her father demanded, his voice sharp with anger. You tried to ruin your brother's wife's reputation. You humiliated her in front of everyone. Lisa crossed her arms defensively. Oh, please. It was just a prank. You are all acting like I committed a crime. Mark's hands balled into fists at his sides. A prank? You accused my wife of stealing. You made my entire family turn against her. Do you have any idea how disgusting that is? Lisa's mother shook her head in disbelief. Lisa, I am ashamed of you. We all stood here, doubting Emily, when she has done nothing but try to be kind to you. And this is how you repay her. Lisa's face turned red, and for the first time, I saw something other than arrogance, fear. She had expected me to take the fall, for the blame to stick to me. But now the tables had turned. Her father sighed heavily. Lisa, I think you need to leave. Lisa's eyes widened. What? You heard me, he said sternly. I cannot even look at you right now. You need to leave this house and think about what you have done. Lisa's mother nodded in agreement. Go home, Lisa. We will talk when you are ready to take responsibility for your actions. Lisa looked around, her expression a mixture of anger and panic. She had expected me to be thrown out, not the other way around. She stormed out of the house without another word. The silence that followed Lisa's departure was heavy, filled with shame and regret. Lisa's mother turned to me, her eyes glossy with guilt. Emily, I do not know how to begin to apologize, she said softly. We were so quick to believe the worst about you, and that is not fair. You have done nothing but try to be a part of this family, and we treated you horribly. I took a deep breath. I appreciate the apology, I said, my voice steady. But I will not lie, this hurt. I have spent years trying to be accepted, only to be accused of something I would never do. It is not easy to forget. Mark tightened his grip on my hand. From now on, things are going to change, he said firmly. I will not let anyone, including Lisa, disrespect my wife ever again. His father nodded. And we will not make the mistake of doubting you again, Emily. You deserve better than that. I appreciated their words, but trust, once broken, is difficult to repair. That night, Mark and I left his parents' house, feeling emotionally drained. As we drove home, I leaned my head against the car window, lost in thought. Are you okay? Mark asked, his voice soft. I nodded slowly. I do not understand why Lisa hates me so much. I never did anything to her. Mark sighed. She is insecure. She has always been the center of attention in our family. But when you came along, people started seeing through her. You are kind, intelligent, and strong, everything she pretends to be. That threatens her. His words made sense, but it still hurt. I had spent years trying to gain Lisa's approval, only to realize she never wanted me to succeed. Over the next few weeks, Lisa tried reaching out to Mark, but he refused to speak with her. He was furious that she had tried to ruin my reputation, and he was not going to let it go easily. Lisa's parents, on the other hand, made more of an effort to include me in the family. They invited me to gatherings, treated me with more respect, and even went out of their way to make sure I felt welcome. It was a step in the right direction, but I knew things would never be the same. As for Lisa, she avoided me completely. She was too ashamed to face me, and honestly, I preferred it that way. I no longer cared about winning her over. And that was the biggest lesson I learned from this experience. Some people will never like you, no matter what you do. And that is okay. I did not need Lisa's approval to be happy. What mattered was that I had a husband who stood by me, and in the end, that was all I needed. And that, dear viewers, is why you should never let jealousy consume you. If you enjoyed this story, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more intriguing stories like this.